Hi, and welcome to the course in Mastering R Best Practices and Essential Tools. In this video, you will see an overview of what you can find inside this course. This course can be divided into four main sections. In the first one, we will see the best practices of R, and we will work with RStudio projects, and also we will see the best coding practices. In the second section, we will work with version control and more specifically with Git and GitHub. In the third section, we will see the essentials about functional programming, and we will use functional programming using the Purl package. And finally, we will talk about reproducible environments with REMP and Rig. So we will see now what's inside the best practices section. In the best practices section, we can find the section 2 about RStudio projects, and here we will see topics such as creating RStudio projects. We will see how to switch between different RStudio projects. We will talk about the importance and relevance about absolute paths and relative paths. We'll understand what Workspace and the .r data file do and why we should never work with them. We will talk about customization of RStudio. I will try to discuss how I organize my different files and folders inside a project. We will also talk about the graphics device that is used behind the scenes by RStudio and which I would recommend you, and what are the advantages about using it. Next, we will see some shortcuts and tips that are very useful for working with RStudio. We will learn what are the advantages of working with the R projects, and we will try to follow some order of execution in our scripts. The next section, the section number 3, will be about the best coding practices, and here we will learn about the script's structure, how to use the different sections to organize the different sections of our scripts. I will teach you the best coding conventions following the Tidyverse style guide, and I will teach you how to write clean, efficient, and maintainable R code. Now we will see what's inside the next big section about version control with Git and GitHub. So first we find the section number 4, where I will teach you what Git and GitHub are. I will show you how to install Git, create your first GitHub account, and we will set up Git and GitHub with RStudio. And finally, I will give you also one tip to secure your GitHub account with a two-factor authentication. In the section number 5, we will dive into Git and GitHub, and we will start creating repositories, cloning repositories. We will see different ways of doing so. We'll see also how to fork repositories. We will learn how the privacy works in Git and GitHub. We will talk about the most common Git workflow and use the most typical Git commands such as git add, git commit, push, pull, and so on. We will see also how to use these three commands, which are reset, revert, and restore. We'll have some videos about working with different branches, and also we will see how to merge branches, and we will see this and more. In the section number 6, we'll start working in a real-world project. And the purpose of this is to implement the outcomes of the previous sections. So we'll implement version control and the use of the best practices that we saw in the sections number 2 and 3. The next part of the course is the part about functional programming using Purl. And here we go directly to the section number 7, where we will learn the functional programming ideas. We will make a small comparison with object-oriented programming. We'll learn how to create functions in R, how we should organize them inside a project. We will also learn how to create advanced functions, anonymous functions. We will have a note in tidy evaluation, And finally, we will learn how to do functional programming using Purl, and especially how to iterate with different functions using the Purl package. In the section number 8, we will continue working with our real-world project that we created in the section number 6, and the end goal of this section is to simplify the analysis that we previously created by using the functional programming outcomes from the section number 7. So by the end of this section, our script and analysis will be much simpler. And now we will see the last block, which is about reproducible environments. And reproducible environments belong to the section number 7, and here we will learn about different concepts about reproducible environments. We will see their importance, what are the components and different levels of reproducibility. We will use computing environments. We will talk about the differences between package, library, and repository. And we will also understand the concept of libraries and how do they work, because we have different libraries in our system and we need to understand how they work to work better with reproducible environments. And then I will introduce you to the REM package to implement it in our project so we can use reproducible environments. Next, we will see the different components and workflow of this REM package. We will see how to use REM combined with Git and how we should use it when we collaborate with different people. We will use Rig as our R installation manager, which is a awesome tool that we will see in this last section of the course. And finally, we will implement REMP in our real-world project. So that's basically the curriculum of the course. I hope you liked it and that you are considering to enroll in this course, because I think it will give you a deep knowledge of the tools that you should always use in your R workflows.